I'm Rick Van Hoos.
I'm Vicki George. From banning abortions after 15 weeks to reforming the election process, Governor Beshear vetoed a flurry of bills today. Some have drawn controversy while others have bipartisan support.
Our Gladys Bautista spoke to the governor tonight and state leaders who are both critical and supportive of his decisions.
Governor Beshear is ending the week with a long list of vetoes.
Fact is, I got 100 bills in a day, and I guarantee you I'm the only person who's read all of them. And that is not how the legislature is supposed to work. They need to take a step back, take a breath, realize the rules are supposed to be there so these things don't happen.
Among them, Senate Bill 216, which got notable bipartisan support. The bill essentially revolves around voting reform and would make changes like move up the state's transition to paper ballots in 2024. But Governor Beshear says he vetoed it because it would require lawmakers who weren't up for re-election but still fundraising to submit financial disclosure reports only once a year instead of quarterly.
We have too much money in politics, and listen, that's not going anywhere. What we can't have is transparency.
Secretary of State Michael Adams believes the reform measures in the bill were too important to overlook.
Those things, I think, far outweigh requiring legislators to file campaign finance reports when they're not up for election. All those contributions they get are disclosed in the election year still, even if the bill takes effect. So I think that was a pretty weak excuse.
Representative Joni Jenkins was one of the many Democrats, both in the House and Senate, who supported the bill. But she says the governor may have a point.
In the last few days, we are voting on a lot of bills very quickly. And we tried to ask good questions on the floor, but sometimes there's more information that we weren't aware of.
Beshear also vetoed House Bill 3, which, among many restrictions on abortions, would ban the procedure after 15 weeks, without exceptions for rape or incest.
We're incredibly grateful to the governor for recognizing the problems with this bill and taking the step to veto, even knowing that the Republican majority may easily be able to override next week.
As Beshear prepares for one of the last weeks of the session, he says he is acting on behalf of Kentuckians who are often overlooked.
When they will make a group of kids that are maybe already struggling feel even worse, when they lessen transparency, when they remove options from someone who might have been violated in the worst way, I've got to do what I believe is right there. Now, it's on the conscience of the majority if they ultimately overrule those.
In Louisville, Gladys Bautista, WOKY News.
The governor also vetoed